Hey everybody, welcome back. James Pfeiffer with ACCU. Hey everybody, welcome back. James Pfeiffer with ACCU. And today we are going to discuss grievance goblins. What is a grievance goblin, you might ask? Primarily, they are customers who take joy in being upset. Primarily, somebody who is happy being unhappy. No amount of work that you put in as a community manager is going to resolve the issue at hand. They will continue to come up with problems. I'm going to talk a little bit about how to identify and address homeowner or board member abuse. All right, so as a community manager, you're going to wear many hats. You're going to be a guide. You're going to be a problem solver. You're going to be a bridge builder for the communities that you serve. But sometimes the role comes with challenges. One of the toughest being abusive behavior from either owners or board members. So let's talk about how to identify abusive behavior, how to handle it in the moment, and how to create a plan for addressing these ongoing issues, and what steps you should take to inform your supervisor or your company. First, de-escalating. Many owners who call into a management company, hey, listen, they're upset. Either they have an ongoing issue with the property, they have a violation, perhaps they have a delinquent account, or they just feel ganged up on. I often tell customers that I've called in that they've called the right place and that we're going to work on a resolution. It's really important that you don't become part of the problem. I often see managers become combative with the customers, trying to prove that they're right instead of trying to give the customer all of the resources and options that they need to solve the problem. And that's not a good place to start. Try telling the customer a story of a time that you ran into a customer service issue. I often do that, and that gets us on level playing field. Work on getting them serviced and do not argue. However, we all have board members and owners who are the happiest when they are upset. No amount of problem solving, customer service, or work is going to get them to work with you. Their mission is to remain angry, continue to find problems, and challenge everything from your character, your integrity, and the ability for you to perform your job. The name for those that engage in this type of behavior, as I said before, they're grievance goblins. The name for those that engage in this behavior, I call them the grievance goblins. No matter how hard you try to make it right, the grievance goblins will suck the enjoyment out of being a community association manager. But do not fret, most customers are reasonable even if they're upset. But let's discuss the many forms of abuse, because recognizing it is the first step towards addressing the problem. So what does it look like? It may manifest verbally, such as yelling, using an aggressive tone during meetings or phone calls. It can also appear in written form, including like emails, right? Inflammatory social media posts. I hate those ones. Unfounded accusations towards you. Additionally, abuse may be evident through actions like intimidation, public shaming, that's a big one, or hindering your ability to perform your job. This includes instances where homeowners or board members attend meetings only with the intent to sabotage you. They're looking to embarrass you, disrupt your efforts. It is important to understand that this behavior is absolutely unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. And you as a community manager, you are not expected to tolerate it. So let's talk about addressing abuse in the moment. So what is it that you can do if you're confronted with this type of abusive behavior? Well, first off, it's all about staying professional and taking control of the situation. I know it's difficult to stay calm because you want to become combative, but take a breath and don't let their behavior pull you into an emotional reaction, right? You need to set boundaries. For example, you might say something along the lines of, I'm happy to address your concerns, but I ask that we keep this conversation respectful. If things continue to escalate, redirect the conversation back to the issue at hand. You can say, let's focus on finding a solution to the problem together. And you know what, if that doesn't work, don't hesitate to just end the interaction, end the board meeting, get up and walk away. Say something like, I'm going to step away from this conversation now. Please reach out to me where we can discuss this respectfully, right? Don't get on their level. Your safety and your well-being matters the most, and it's okay to remove yourself from these type of hostile scenarios and situations. All right, so let's talk about developing a plan for ongoing issues. If the abusive behavior just won't stop, they just continue to be this grievance goblin, then start by documenting everything. Keep a detailed record of these incidents that are happening, include dates, times, and description of what they're doing. Save any written communication that they've sent in. You may need this later to show other boards or your company. Next, it's important to communicate expectations. If the behavior is coming from a board member, Remind them of the organization's code of conduct or their governing documents. Not that this helps all the time, but if it's an owner, involve the board. Recommend a formal warning or even a mediation if needed. Lastly, work with the board to establish clear policies for dealing with this type of abusive behavior. These policies should be part of your community's guidelines so everyone knows the expectations and the consequences. All right, lastly, it's often a good idea to get the association's attorney involved to resolve the issue and the behavior. Removing yourself from the situation and getting the attorney involved can oftentimes resolve these issues quickly. And also be sure to check with the management agreement. We'll often have language on how the company wants to address and handle these types of complaints. Now, informing your supervisor or company. Let's talk about the steps that you should take to involve your supervisor. It is crucial to keep them in the loop. Start by providing a summary of what happened. We talked about that earlier. And stick to the facts. Don't just let your emotions come up, right? It's really important that you be factual. Explain to them the impact that this is having, like the quality of your work life is just diminishing because of the way that they're creating you, or it's creating a negative community environment for everybody at the association. Next, request their support. Your company might have protocols or legal resources to help you navigate the situation. And finally, follow up. Keep your supervisor informed about any new developments or resolutions. Is it getting better? Is it getting worse? Make sure that they know what's going on. And a final thought and encouragement. Dealing with this type of abusive behavior is never easy, but you don't have to face it by yourself. By staying professional, documenting the incident, and seeking support from your company, you can handle these challenges effectively. And remember this, you as a community manager deserve to be treated with respect. Your role as a community manager is crucial to the success of the communities that you serve. So I like to work together as a community to have a broader discussion about how we make this an enjoyable career, and we're supporting the managers even if they're new or perhaps they make a little bit of mistake. They're human, they may get offline. They could be a great manager and something's going on in life. Before you get angry and start being really upset with them, it's really important to reach across the table, shake their hand to say, hey, is everything okay, right? Perhaps they just need a little bit of support at that time in their life. So I'm gonna get off the soapbox here. If you're challenged with this as a community manager, perhaps you're a board member who knows that there's another board member who's behaving this way towards your community manager, I'm a resource for you. You can reach me anytime. My name is James Pfeiffer. I'm with ACCU. My phone number is 303-733-1121. And as always, until next time, I look forward to bringing you additional educational content. I'll see you then. Take care.